I normally do a discography tier list when a big new release drops, but if you ask me, just in general, Machine Head is mid as So just a few quick thoughts before we get into Of Kingdom and Crown. When I polled the audience about doing a ranking, most of even the fans out there said I could probably stop at The Blackening and Burn My Eyes. And to be perfectly honest, even those supposed classics did little to nothing for me, the former even ending up on my latest overrated metal albums list.
You're a basic bitch.
But of course, this is just my opinion, and plenty of bands have surprised me with new releases in the past, so I at least decided to give this new one a chance. Now, just getting this out of the way from the top, looking at the track list did not help with my already somewhat jaded perspective of this band. Imagine being a grown-ass man who thinks that this level of stylization in the titles is a cool idea.
Cringe.
But never judge a book by its cover and all that shit. Let's move past that into the music. Choke on the Ashes of Your Hate was already strike 2 for me on this front. Now, admittedly, it's got some great riffs, and really my hat's off to Vogue of Decapitated, Jared on bass, and Entheos' Naveen Kopervice on drums, killing it on most of this album. But I might as well get straight to the theme of this review. In my own humble opinion, Rob is just not a very good vocalist.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
His delivery on this song is so bland, going for kind of a classic thrash thing in the vein of something like Creator, but he's no Petrozza, and between the lyrics and the rah 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 delivery, it honestly just gives me a headache. Now, credit where it's due, he does have some moments where he does shine here, particularly in the cleans. Take, for instance, Unhallowed, which is a slower affair that reminds me more of something like Stone Sour mixed with a little Kill Switch Engage. And because the focus here is mostly on cleans and a few sparse growls on the chorus, it's actually relatively solid. They speed up for the second half, but mostly Rob just shuts up and lets those wailing harmonized guitars do the talking. Good decision. Same goes for No Gods, No Masters, which has a lot of great dark and mournful atmosphere. These tracks actually take me back to stuff I used to hear on the radio in the 2000s from bands like Breaking Benjamin and Seether. Nothing amazing, but it works well for what it's going for. And Arrows and Words from the Sky closes on another moody note before finishing with some pretty vicious, almost Triptykon vibes later on. But where is this venom on the rest of the album? Really, most of the faster, heavier stuff falls pretty flat for me. Slaughter the Martyr kicks the album off on a haunting note that actually had me genuinely intrigued. Then that awesome thrashy riff kicks in, but then Rob just starts screaming "Slaughter the Martyr" and ruins the entire vibe. Once more, his 5th grade lyrics and dum-dum blah 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 vocals pretty much destroy my ability to enjoy anything else. Like, put at least a little craft into it, man. Randy Blythe may not be the greatest vocalist of all time either, but at least he puts in some variation and dynamics to keep things sharp and interesting. Likewise, My Hands Are Empty got me caught up with the moody, reverb-soaked oh-ohs and slow building of the drums. Really great stuff. But once more, the heavy part throws all of that in the trash. Huh? No! The corny refrain of "My hands are empty, kill me gently" doesn't help either. Kill Thy Enemy also has a pretty interesting intro with the pounding drums and weird little yow effect. Nice deep rumble of the bass matching the malevolent energy of the guitars. And then holy shit, some more absolutely horseshit lyrics. I have no issue with tackling topics like white privilege in music, but there's something so goofy about hearing those 2 words grunted in such a caveman way that honestly made me laugh out loud. It's not an issue of content, it's the execution and delivery. Same goes for Bloodshot, with Rob just screaming the title over and over again, which isn't nearly as hype as he seems to think it is. And again, it's a damn shame because once more, great guitar hooks, and I really just dig the tone in general. It's not terrible, but Rob has no real oomph behind any of these words. Become the Firestorm is at least pretty solid. He's still not great on this one either, but at least it's less annoying. But man, do the riffs shred, and again, I do like the melodic singing on the chorus, which I believe is from Jared here. I've really only scratched the surface, especially when it comes to the cringe factor, because between the lyrics and the lame little interludes, it gets pretty bad. But I digress. Suffice it to say, Rob's not done much to change my opinion of his frontman duties, even if his guitar work is often quite good. I've made similar comments about Dave Mustaine, but I'd choose Megadeth over this any day of the week. Turning to my 3 scales, I give it a 7 for enjoyability. Not even close to the worst thing I've heard even this year, but not something I look forward to revisiting anytime soon. Already the multiple listens I gave it in preparation for this review felt more like a chore than entertainment, considering the hundreds of better albums clogging up my inbox that I could be listening to. I give it an 8 for musicianship. Honestly, instrumentally, I could give it a 9, but the vocals and songwriting do a lot to pull that number down. And I give it a 7 for innovation. Pretty standard groove metal fare for the 2020s. So not quite rotten to the core, but a C feels more than fair for this one. Check out this playlist for that most overrated metal albums video, and let me know in the comments if you felt differently, since music is subjective and more fun when we have different opinions. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.